Yo, it's Rooster's Garage. Today we're gonna be working on an LS460. We're gonna change the transmission fluid and filter. Here's the fluid that we'll be using today. ATFWS Toyota fluid. And you only need 4 quarts, really 3.5. And I'm gonna show you the whole process of how to drain, refill, and top off. All right, let's get to it. All right, I've already cracked the bolt loose, but this is a 14mm bolt. This is your drain plug. This bolt right here is your check valve plug. This is where you're gonna check to see if the fluid is top off or low. Like I said before, I've already cracked this bolt open. You wanna go ahead and have something under here like this. And since I've already cracked it open, now I'm gonna loosen it up. The fluid does look a little dirty. We're gonna go ahead and drain this. Okay, we're gonna set the bolt somewhere we can find it. All right, we're gonna let that drain. Once it's completely drained, then we'll go ahead and take off the transmission pan. All right, see you in a bit. See how easy impact gun just makes things? All right, can't lose my 10. Okay. Yeah, this thing just makes life a lot easier, right? See that? Good thing I had the catch right there, right? I got these dog, what is it? These doggy pads. And it catches the oil, but you saw that? That was crazy, right? Okay. I guess all the fluid wasn't out of there, but good thing I got those doggy pads. All right, now we're just gonna drop it evenly. Transmission changed. They said they changed the transmission 3 years ago. But that looks a little stale, and it does look a little dirty. This is the filter. This is your valve body, and these are your solenoids. So, if you want to just change your solenoids to do it, all your solenoids, just to say that you've done it, or anything in here like the speed sensor, this would be the time to do it, okay? Because you already removed the pan, and you're gonna remove the transmission filter. This would be the time to, I guess I can show another video later on if this doesn't work, of me replacing the rubber gaskets that are behind the valve body. They tend to wear out, almost like a BMW transmission in a way. They tend to wear out, and what happens is it's not allowing the transmission oil pump to suck up all the fluid to reach the gears or the plates inside of the transmission. So if this doesn't work, this fluid change, then that'll be the next step. So yeah, right now we're gonna just try the fluid change and see if that changes anything. Okay, so when you drop this transmission filter, there is gonna be more fluid coming down. So just have something to catch that, okay? All right, cool. Let's get it. So we're gonna put in, make sure it fits, it's lined up. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that's in, perfectly aligned. All right. All right, so if you're not used to using an impact gun to tighten these things, then I wouldn't use it. Use your hand. I know how far to go because I've been doing this a while. Okay, we're just tightening the bolts. We just want them snug, like so. Boom, it's locked in. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hand tighten all these. Now, with these ones, you don't want to use the impact gun to tighten these, because something about Toyota, Lexus, for some reason, they do not like their gaskets super tight. Okay, you don't want to over tighten these gaskets, okay? You just want to snug it. It's not going to leak, but you don't want to leave it too loose either. It's like, all right, normally you would check the fluid here, right? So this is how you would usually do it, and I'm gonna show you how I do it to pump the fluid back into the transmission. Usually there's a bolt right there. I don't know if you see it. It's right there. You would have to take that bolt off, and you can see how tight the spot is. Take that bolt off, put your tube through that bolt, through that area, and pump. You would pump 3 quarts in, and then you would start your vehicle. Once your vehicle reaches operating temperature, you would remove this. This is where you check to see if you need fluid, if it's low, or if it's overfilled. If it's drizzling out, not pouring out. If it's drizzling out, you're good. If it's pouring out, you got too much. If nothing's coming out, you're low. Right? That's how you normally do it. But the problem is, look how tight that space is. And you burn yourself on the exhaust. It gets so hot under here. So what I'm going to do is, I got a little method where I pump 3 quarts into where you check the fluid. You can find something that you can screw in that's the same size as this, and it has an opening on the end, and you would put your tube over that, and you would pump, almost like when you do a Mercedes, you pump from where you pour. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pump 3 quarts in here. I'm going to start the vehicle. Nothing should come out. I'm going to start the vehicle, let it operate to operating temperature. Then I'll remove my tube. Right? Nothing should come out. If anything, maybe just a little drizzle. Then I'll put my tube back on. If nothing's coming out, I'll continue to pump. I'll pump about another 1/2 quart in. Then I'll remove my tube, and I'll see if it's drizzling, or if nothing's coming out. If nothing's coming out, I'll pump more in. This avoids me getting burned, having to put that screw back on when it gets so hot under here, or that bolt back on when it gets really hot. I end up burning myself. This avoids everything. This is the easiest way to do it. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. I'm gonna change your guys' lives right now. Okay, so right now we'll set this on. I'm gonna get my tube and everything ready. You're gonna need a pump, something similar to this, preferably this one because it has long hoses, and you're gonna need that. Okay, just so that we'll be able to pump out here while it's under there. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a quick little hack. All right, so basically, I'm gonna see how I cut this little tube. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tube in here. That creates a strong seal, and then this part I'll put up there. Okay. All right, so here goes the this is the oil check port, like where you check your fluid. We're gonna go ahead and I just want to make sure that fit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and screw this in, create groove, because it's rubber, so it'll automatically create like a groove, you know, and it'll be firm. It's not gonna go nowhere. I've done this plenty of times, but if you really want to do it properly, just go get you a bolt that has or something that has a groove that fits this groove size, and has an opening on the other end, and then you can just stick your hose on it. I'm just doing this because I didn't have one, so I'm just making it work. We'll just keep going. All right, it's firm, it ain't going nowhere. Now I'm gonna put this over it like that. See that? This is gonna avoid, see that? This is gonna avoid me having to go up in there. Okay, way up there. Where is it? That's not it. It's way up there somewhere. Yeah, going up there. So, all right, there we go. Now let's start pumping. All right, now we're gonna get into the car while we're letting it warm up, and we're gonna go ahead and cycle through the gears. Make sure your auto is off with your park, because remember, if you're not on a lift and you're just jacking your car up, you wanna make sure that your park is engaged. Okay, so make sure your auto's off and your park's engaged, so even when you go into reverse and all that and drive, it'll stay in park. All right, so we're gonna start by going into reverse. Okay, we're gonna leave it there for a little bit. Now we're gonna go into neutral, leave it there for about 5 seconds. Now we're gonna go into drive. We're gonna leave it there for about 5 seconds. We want the fluid to go through every gear efficiently, right? Now we're gonna go into sport mode, and I'm gonna cycle through the sport gears. I'm gonna start off by going down, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I don't have a heat gun, okay? But I know, I can kind of feel and see that it's up to operating temperature. All right, and then I looked at the engine too. I'm almost at the halfway mark. I'm just gonna track here. I'm gonna pull this down. I don't want to go too fast because I don't know if anything's gonna come out. All right, look at that. See that? Nothing's coming out. So what does that tell me? That tells me I'm low. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and pump some more in. Remember, I have 3.5 in there. But remember, I took the filter off, so some extra fluid dropped. I'm gonna go ahead and do. Hold on. Okay, hold on. All right. All right, that's 4 quarts. Let's hope. All right, so we're gonna start off with the T30. Do not over tighten this. You just need a snug. You never know when you're gonna need to get in here again, okay? There, snug. Now, 14 millimeter for the drain plug. Snug. You gotta go crazy. Just snug it. All right. Let's go see this bad boy drive. Let's see what it does. Can't drive with those on the hood. Let's see if we fixed her issue. Okay. All right. Reverse. Okay, reverse. Very smooth, way more smoother. Okay. Drive. Oh, it's taking off like a brand new car. I think we fixed it. Feels great. All right. Join me next time with Rush Garage. You know what to do. Click, like, and subscribe. Let's go, baby. Another one in the bag.